Morning, Adam. You hear me all right? You see me and hear me? I forgot to buy coffee, so I'm running low. I'm going to be happy when the time zone shifts back to 1 hour between Costa Rica and New York instead of 2 hours. All right, just let me know if you can hear me. Mic check. Seems like everything's working, guys. All right. 8:30 Eastern. Let's go ahead and see what we got. So markets went straight back up. It's kind of what we thought it would do out of this pocket. I'll wait till you guys confirm you can hear me. Oh man, look at that buy in silver overnight. London again, breaking my heart. It went right to where I wanted to buy it. Right there. Absolutely perfect. Copper kind of snaked through a little bit more. All right, can you guys hear me all right? All right. Wavy, what's up, man? Cam, good morning. Okay, good. I'm glad you guys can hear me. All right, so the end of day analysis was, good. Had a bullish bias out of this daily congestion support level. That's what's happening. Didn't really give anybody a chance to get in as usual lately. Just kind of gapped open and went. These are the markets we're trading. So I'll be bullish on the day and going to wait and see if we get anything. I mean, it's another one of these just monster bar days to start the day. These can make it challenging to trade, but we got lots of markets, so we'll do our best. ES. Probably headed back up here, at least. So we'll just wait for good setups. How you doing, Cam? System going well? Apex. Okay, yeah. It's a YouTube setting. Yeah. Irvin, if you're here, it's a YouTube setting. You've got to switch. Some people, I don't know why you can't chat. You got to switch a privacy setting or something. I'm not sure. It's a YouTube issue, not anything I've done on my end. Nice, Cam. What's up, Supreme? That's awesome, Cam. Yeah, I haven't traded a lot this week or last week due to being sick, but the ones I have taken have been pretty good. So that's nice. With the 4-hour charts, it's been, I don't know, not a whole lot of opportunities lately because you just get these huge moves in one direction or the other and they don't look back. And then you get a lot of good moves in London, like silver right here. Just went right to my support level. Silver always does that right when I'm sleeping. That was 1:34 a.m. Eastern. I'm definitely missing the European time zone for trading. That's for sure. My God, just so many good opportunities. If you're in Europe and you'll always get good opportunities, at least in Europe, in the European session or the New York session. When you're in New York and you miss Asia and London, if the move's already happened in London, you kind of miss it. So that kind of is what it is. But some exciting things with the algos coming once we get it all squared away with NinjaTrader and Sierra charts. And then I've also been looking at VolPro Edge on different stocks. I mean, it's mind-blowing how good it is. So I'll be trading lots of stocks as well, just putting on end-of-day trades for stocks because you just get so many more opportunities because there's just so many more markets to choose from. So meanwhile, while you're waiting for the futures to set up for swing trades, I mean, look at this. I mean, this is only like a small group of stocks that I've just threw up here to kind of start looking at. But I mean, if you just look at some of these, like, I don't know, you just go through the list. I mean, you just get some, like Target, I was noticing. Check this out on Target. I mean, I would never look at Target before, but where's Target? I had it up here. There it is. So check out Target here. I mean, look at this weekly congestion action here. Morning, Adam. Morning, Jose. Nice, Adam. That's good to hear about Sierra. Great job, dude. While we're waiting for setups, I'm just showing you guys. I was doing a bit of research on stocks the last couple of days using VolPro Edge, and yeah, let's just say I'll be putting on stock trades. I'll share those with you guys when I start putting them on. But look at, you have so many different stocks to choose from, and VolPro Edge works so well. I mean, look at this congestion action, on Target. pocket and look at the extension. Everything's perfect. Straight back up, and then look at this pocket, extension holding, congestion holding, straight back down. Here you go up. I mean, there's just there's so many good opportunities on stocks. So that's going to be something I look forward to sharing with you guys. It's just incredible. I just love the idea that you've got so many different sectors, different markets. I mean, look at First Solar here. Look at this move on First Solar this week. Just a perfect weekly pocket right to the extension. I mean, the DMLs are right where you want them. I mean, there's just trade after trade after trade after trade because there's so many different stocks. So that's pretty sweet. Anyways, won't focus on that now, but I thought that was interesting. If you guys have ever looked at stocks, you know what I'm talking about. Pretty incredible. All right, so now we're just waiting for our alerts. Going to trade Topstep XFAs today on futures and see what we got cooking here on the 30-year. It could be some support down there, but I'm more bearish than anything, so I will pass on that. Nat gas, you know, trending up. Is that a pullback there? Maybe. Gold, definitely want to look to get short gold today with the way the indices are reacting, going straight up. So if we can get any type of a good pocket short pattern on gold, that would definitely be something I'm interested in. So have you guys taken any trades, or how are you guys doing today? I'm just getting my coffee going, so I forgot to buy some. I had to warm up leftover coffee from yesterday, and now my coffee I'm making, I only had like a little bit of coffee, so it's going to be very weak, which is going to suck. No trades for Supreme. Morning, David. So have you guys spent any time looking at, oh, Adam, you were long NQ. Nice. Yeah, it pretty much went straight up, right? So that's fantastic. Okay, Supreme. Well, it's a good kind of tired at least. All right, so there's the gold close. Not really going to do a whole lot with that. So yeah, have you guys checked out any, it's pretty interesting when you look at the universe of stocks and you look at how good VolPro Edge is on the individual stocks. It's incredible. Because, you know, in the futures markets, you know, a lot of them are pretty heavily correlated, and we only have, you know, about 20 good ones to choose from. Whereas on stocks, you know, you've just got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of good high liquidity names. And VolPro Edge works really, really well on those. Same methodology. You just get way more opportunities because you have so many more to choose from. So that'll be something we'll be introducing soon when I'm going to start testing it out on stocks and then start putting some decent money up on some stock trades, and I'll share them with you guys. But that's not going to be day trading. That's just going to be, you know, putting them on and letting them go for the whole day. A lower limit for market cap? Not really. It's more about the liquidity. Is there enough volume, you know, to chart it? So as long as there's volume and movement, then that's fine. Obviously, I don't want to trade stocks, you know, that are like $1 a piece or $3 a piece. I don't want to buy like thousands and thousands and thousands of shares to try to make money. So just, you know, major stocks. Hey, Apex. Oh, you got commenting. Nice. Cool. So do you switch to a different YouTube name that allow you to comment? Yeah, some people can't comment. I think KLR, if you're here, you still can't comment, right? John G, I think, figured out how to comment. So they're testing Ninja Trader now, and you know, it's coming along. We got some tweaks we got to make, but it's at least plotting and looking pretty cool. So that's a good start. Oh, okay. A channel. Interesting. Because I have the settings set to anybody can comment. You don't even need to be a subscriber and you should be allowed to comment, let alone have a channel, but who knows? It's YouTube. Huh. So yeah, the end of day analysis, you know, pretty good there with the bullish bias. I thought maybe we'd fish a little bit lower down into these DMLs, but once you saw that gap and go, if you're trading Asia or London, that was pretty straightforward, pretty straight up. Let's see what we got in the way of news today. Existing home sales at 10. Oh no, that's Monday. So Friday, today, we don't really have a whole lot going on. Nothing major. Existing home sales is on Monday. So no major news today. Unless Trump starts tweeting. So probably continue these moves. Probably expect these moves to continue. You know, scenario analysis. I'm guessing it's probably going to be one of these again, guys, on the indices anyways. You know, look, went straight down. That was a lot of fun. Straight back up. And then just sitting here. So I'm kind of expecting this for today on the indices where we're just going straight back up and then we'll kind of just sit here. So I'm definitely not going to be shorting the indices. Whether or not we get any kind of a decent pullback to go long, I doubt it. But we can watch, and then we'll have to just keep an extra close eye on these other markets. Maybe if gold gives us a good short, we could take that. Silver, I like the long side if we get a good pattern down here. Copper just gave a great, I mean, copper and silver just gave great buys during London right there. Boom, copper and silver right here. Again, London breaking my heart. Good for you guys in the EU. I might have to come back soon with all these opportunities. Because lately there's just been good opportunities in London and not a whole lot shaking in New York. Here's platinum. I thought platinum would have more support. See how that plays out. Ultra bonds, finally that weekly pattern. I thought you'd kind of stay in this range here, but now you're distributing nicely. So could look to short ultra bonds if we get a decent pullback. Euro's doing what we thought. Kind of thought that would open right there, pick that up and push. It did. The Australian dollar kind of lagging. I mean, with indices pushing and dollar looking weak against the euro, I would expect the Australian dollar to keep pushing higher. So we could look to get long the Aussie if we get any kind of a pullback, you know, maybe into the true average down here, or something like that. Could be a good buy for a continuation. Bitcoin finally pushing up out of that range. Crude pretty choppy. Probably going to stay elevated, you know, one attack in the Strait of Hormuz. And you've got the Strait of Hormuz. I always think of that guy, Alex Hormozy on YouTube. You know, the really funny, good marketing guy. His name is Hormozy, so I get him mixed up with the Strait of Hormuz. So crude probably going to be pretty well supported, I'm guessing. I'd be open to a long on crude if something's set up. We're waiting for the grains to open. So that's where we're at. Yeah, it's weirder, and I don't know why it does that about having to create a channel. It's very strange. But for those of you who got here a little later, I was just saying that I've been spending some time looking at some stocks. I don't know if you guys have spent time looking at stocks, individual stocks, using VolPro Edge, but it's pretty incredible when you start to go through the entire universe. Anybody have a particular stock you want to look at while we're waiting? We might as well do some education and have a little fun. So basically what I was noticing as I was just, because stocks, I wouldn't really day trade these. I would just be like, okay, I want to put it on, you know, right at the open and then just let it ride all day and see what happens and just try to pick good patterns and everything else. So I was just kind of scrolling through on some of these, and like coin, this is, I mean, look at this move on Coinbase. I mean, this is a very nice pocket right there. I mean, look at the crossover. So on this daily chart, you had a big push up, right? We closed above the extension, all this. We're closing above all that, right? And then the next day, you've got this crossover in here. You pull back, there's your pocket. I mean, you're right at the weekly support right there at about 255. You know, the weekly's in congestion, probably going to cycle at least back up to here. You don't know that this is going to happen, but I mean, still, that's just like you buy Coinbase there right at the open at like whatever that is, you know, 253.5 or something. You know, you can stop it like below the low there at 248. I mean, that's a nice move. That's just like right at the open. You just put it on and then just let it go all day and then come back and see how you did. So these patterns, everything, they're equally valid, you know, on any market that has a sufficient amount of volume where you can chart it with VolPro Edge. And the patterns are there. They repeat again and again and again. So you guys can use this for your stock portfolios as well. And I mean, if you're not, I would encourage you to use it. Anything that you're holding, because you can even use it on a annualized or a quarterly basis. There's PayPal. So, I mean, look at PayPal here, setting up. Look at all these extensions coming across on the weekly. You know, we'll see where all that closes, but this weekly is probably setting up for a pretty nice potential buy like this, right? For next week for PayPal. You'd have to wait and see if the daily stops trending down, but you guys get it. Hey Zest, good morning. How you doing? We're just looking at some stocks while we wait. Having a little fun. There's Google. I mean, Google here. Wow. Into this weekly pocket, you tag the extension, close back below that extension, the true average. There's your resistance. You got a really nice pocket here for this week. You say, okay, well, I'm going to wait and see if the daily gives me a pocket with, you know, good DMLs and things. Well, there you go. Just perfect. I mean, opportunities all over the place. Taiwan Semiconductor. NVIDIA. Robinhood. Yeah, there's another one that was kind of like Coinbase here with Robinhood. Just a really nice little pocket pullback right there, right into these DMLs. You're already trending higher. So good stuff there. Catnaps all week. Yeah, well, maybe you've got the, you know, it's like down here, there's the COVID thing going around, and everybody that I know that's gotten it it makes you really, really tired. So I'm still tired, and I'm going on almost 2 weeks. I can function at least, but I'm still very tired. So that's pretty cool about the stocks there. So David, how do I consider if a market has sufficient volume liquidity? You know, just as long as it's a major market, um, any of the big names, you know, like is there like a number I would say? Not really. I mean, you can just kind of there are plenty of big names. So, okay, one way to tell is the spread. So if you're going to trade a stock, you know, the way to tell if it's got good volume is if the spread's tight. If the spread's tight, then there's good volume. Yeah, I mean, it's still kind of hard to say. I would say any of the major stocks. I'm just looking because I want to take way more. I want to transition to way more end of day trades, and you know the futures lately just they're giving a lot of setups in London. At the end of the day, they're kind of hard to get in on because you get stuff like this where even though the analysis is correct, you know, if you're not actively trading this, you're probably not getting in because it's a gap and go. You know, if you got an order down here to get long, well, you were right, but you're not getting filled. So I just want to have more opportunities, which is why I'm going to start looking at stocks, and I'll share that with you guys too in the end of day analysis. And then when I start putting some stock trades on, those are just going to be where I set them and forget them for the day, and you know, just start dabbling in the stocks because VolPro Edge works and it's money just there for us to make. It doesn't matter if it's futures or stocks or whatever. If the market has volume and we can plot it, then we can trade it. And there's a lot of traders out there who trade stocks who don't trade futures. So it'll be good for VolPro Edge as well. It will open us up to, you know, a different group of people. I think there's probably like, I don't really know the exact numbers, but there's got to be thousands of times more stock traders than futures traders. Lots of people are intimidated by futures for whatever reason. So that'll be cool. Here's the Nasdaq. Gold. So yeah, I think today is going to be one of these exciting days where the Nasdaq has already made its move, and then we get to watch it chop and do nothing. And hopefully something else like gold or silver or copper or something will set up and give us a trade. Either that or we'll end the week with a pretty uneventful week. So Monday was pretty much the same. Like Monday was this day here where you just went straight up and then sat there and did nothing. Tuesday we had that good long on the Nasdaq from here to here and got out. That was that trade. No, I guess that was Tuesday there. Monday was here. That was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Juneteenth here. Oh, that's Juneteenth, Thursday, Wednesday, yeah. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. So, yep, that's what I'm looking for on the indices. So if you feel like you have to trade the indices, you better open up a lower time period chart because I don't think there's going to be much in the way of the higher time period. Ultra bonds, be nice if we can get some sort of a pullback. I mean, the couple of good trades. Silver, definitely right there in London. Good buy. Copper, a nice buy in London right there. I mean, right at the DML. Perfect little flash. I mean, that's the trade. David, you're lucky. You're in Europe. I might have to come back and be neighbors with you if these good trades keep happening. Yeah, silver went right to my support zone overnight, right when I was sleeping. All right, I'm going to refill some coffee, guys. Be right back. All right. So we got an order on gasoline. An alert here. Anything we want to do on gasoline? Not really. Not yet. Nasdaq just melting up. Oh, hi, Lily. Yes.
Actually, I didn't say anything. I just found a way to just pat on you.
Oh, thank you for saying hello. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so indices just gonna kind of be what it's gonna be. Gold. Silver would be nice if we get another chance to get long down there. Copper. David, and those of you in Europe. Morning, AJ. How you doing, man? I don't know if you're charting all these markets, David, but you can get some really fantastic moves in your time zone. I hope so. Looks like the indices are not going to give us a lot today, AJ, because they're doing one of these things where they just open and go straight up. So I'm expecting not a lot of opportunities on the indices because I'm expecting a day like this where you just pushed higher and then you'll just sit here for the rest of the day. Probably what's going to happen with indices. The analysis was correct from the end of day or the day ahead. I keep calling it end of day. I got to call it the day ahead. But the analysis was correct. Thought we'd push higher. It just gapped open and never looked back. So kind of tough to get in. 6 trillion in OPEX. That's right, Zest. I forgot about that. Now that might shake us up a little bit. That'd be nice. Yeah, on the indices anyways, AJ, but still, you know, gold might give us a good opportunity to get short if we get a little pullback up here. Silver and copper, maybe waiting for a little bit of a long if we get it. Platinum kind of falling out of bed. That was unexpected. Ultra bonds, we could maybe get a short. Get a little bit more of a pullback. Australian dollar looking for maybe some sort of a long. You know, energies, I could be interested in potentially longing. So we might have some opportunities. Just I don't think in the indices. Oh, you're working, yeah. Well, you should make trading. Trading should be your work, David. Then you'll get paid better. I mean, just look at this right here on copper. My gosh. That is just a perfect buy right there. 4.753. Stop it just here below. 4.739. And let her go. And probably you making that one trade. What you making the whole summer break working.
Can you come out with me? Because
Yeah, I can come out with you, but I'm working, okay? So I can come out, but then I got to come right back because I don't want to miss any good opportunities. Okay? All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm missing Europe for the time being, but that's why I'm gonna start looking at stocks pretty seriously and just, you know, that'll be fun. I'm excited about that. Ugh. Hmm. We got about 23 minutes till the market opens. You guys got any questions? Got any stocks you want me to look at? Let me know. Might as well do something while we're here together. I haven't surfed since the baby was born because, well, I was in San Jose and then got back and got sick. So I can't wait to surf again. Let's check the surf report. Playa Jaco. Not bad. A little bit of a swell. So with the stocks, what I like about these is that they move so differently, right? You just have so many good opportunities like all over the map. Let's make sure we don't miss something. So there's the British pound. I was listening to this podcast last night of this guy. He's got like 3.5 million subscribers on YouTube. And he seems like a nice enough guy, but the podcast itself, my gosh, it's just word salad. Like they just sit around and just toss word salad around. It's like, it's crazy. Oh man. So here's the pound pushing higher. Look at crude. Let that go. Airbnb. Shopify. So you just get like these pretty big outsized moves. I mean, look at Netflix. Unbelievable. So you can just wait for very specific patterns on the weekly and then just wait for the daily to confirm them. There's micro strategies. Probably setting up some sort of a buy here with Bitcoin for next week. I'm going to push back up here. AMD. So I do like, it's cool that we have VolPro Edge for TradingView just because the stocks, it's super easy. This is delayed data, but I'll get live data. But it's super fast and easy to flip around through all the different stocks with TradingView. So I like VolPro Edge for TradingView for stocks for sure. If you're going to be doing end of day trades. Yeah. Yeah, TradingView is VolPro Edge looks good on TradingView EST. So I'll start using my TradingView for stocks. Because I'm just looking at this, seeing you have so many good setups. I mean, It's incredible, really. Because the individual stocks just get overcooked and they leave pretty nice signals here. So Uber, you know, potentially setting up a nice buy here for next week. So I'm just going to make a list like, oh, look, there's Uber. Let's see if this closes here. That's a really nice pocket. You still got quite a lot of support down here on the monthly. So if the daily, you know, gives a nice pocket into that weekly support, this could be something where, okay, I'm going to buy some Uber and, you know, just hold it for the week if the daily confirms and, you know, look for something like that. Here's Barrick Gold. Yeah, NinjaTrader, it's working on NinjaTrader, AJ. It's just, I got to talk to Jonas about the data, because when we use the tick data, it makes it quite slow to load. But I got to talk to KLR and John G. They're testing it. And I wonder if, kind of like NinjaTrader, once you bring in the data for the first time, and then the data, you know, the higher time period data is stored in your data cache, then, you know, maybe it's fine. So yeah, we're very close with NinjaTrader, which is nice. So then we'll have TradingView, NinjaTrader, and Sierra charts, and then I can move forward with the algo development, which I'm excited about. And then I'll start sharing some stock picks with you guys. This weekend, I'll do a week ahead video for some stocks, let you know what I'm interested in buying each week, and we'll throw some individual stocks into the mix, which would be fun. Meanwhile, I got a mosquito bite. They always go for the ankles, the little bastards. Get you on the ankles. Ankle biters. So, I mean, look at Bank of America here. It's a pretty nice little pocket right there. You guys got any, you want me to look at a specific stock? Look at Marvel. ExxonMobil. Rocket Lab. Lululemon. Carvana. MasterCard. Occidental. So I want to organize these by sector. So AJ, are the algos planned for Sierra or NinjaTrader? Because NinjaTrader also does. Yeah, well, eventually they'll be available for all of them, for Ninja, Sierra, and TradingView. But I'll start with Sierra, just because I think that's going to be the easiest to get it going with for my developer. And then from there we'll go to Ninja, and then from there we'll go to TradingView. So that'll be cool, AJ. And Supreme, I hope a big move down with the open for an entry. Yeah, that'd be nice. Hey, Em, how are ya? Did you get my message? I'm gonna video chat with you this weekend. I'm feeling a little better. I only have to take like 2 naps a day now, so that's good. How are you feeling? How's your hammy doing? Hope better. It's not fun. Tight hammies. We're looking at some stocks here too, Miriam. Really cool stuff going on when you use the VolPro Edge to chart the different stocks. Poco. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. It's not fun with injuries like that for sure. I feel the same way. Poco. Yeah, believe me, we're getting ready. I can't wait to share some stuff with you because I've been doing a lot of research on the stocks and it's pretty exciting. And our good friends at JB had some more questions for us from the KYC department. So I'll call you tomorrow. We can chat about that. It's really funny. All the information now that they want to know everything about everybody. Unless you're a corrupt politician, then you're kind of free to just do what you want and do insider trading. And if you're a normal person, oh man, it's crazy. Yeah, so these are all just the major names. Like you've got MasterCard right here. MasterCard took a big dump. Yeah, it's crazy. At least we've had good weather here, the last couple days. Usually it's the rainy season started early, so a lot of people are saying like they haven't seen this much rain this early in the season in a long time. So we've had like a ton of rain, but the last couple days have actually been pretty nice and sunny, which is nice because it's been very cloudy. 101 in Denver, that's hot. Yeah, my parents are outside of Phoenix. I think mom and dad are having like 115 or something. If it's getting 101 in Denver at that altitude, then yeah, probably Phoenix is like 115. I bet you the weather on Gomera is nice, M. It's probably perfect. Probably getting a little hot, right? I guess I lose track. It is the middle of the summer. It's just that you kind of forget here in Costa Rica because it's the rainy season, so you forget you're in the middle of the summer. Yeah, Arizona's hot. Yeah, 119. That's hot. Costa Rica is pretty nice from that. It's hot, but it's just always the same, pretty much. It's hot and humid. It doesn't really change. All right, so we're not getting any signals yet heading into the open. Let's see what Marvel's doing. So we got an alert on heating oil. Nice little pocket there earlier on heating oil. I don't know if I would take it all the way up here. Not bad. So we're going to get the market. The indices will open in 8 minutes. Supreme's looking for a pullback. I think we all are. I don't think we're going to get it, but I hope I'm wrong. I mean, here's the Nasdaq, just another one of these days. Another one of these days. Here's ES. I'm going to refill my coffee, guys, before the open. All right. Got some coffee. AJ, where I live, is predicted to hit over 100. Yeah, that's pretty rare in the Bay Area. Adam, looks like we tagged the core DML on the daily. My first target for the runner. Took it off early. Yeah. You know, taking things off early is easy to do. Yeah, that was great. I mean, in your time zone, that's what I would do too, Adam. So I think you handled that really well. If I was back in Europe, that's what I would do. Mm, for sure. Yeah, I mean, look, as long as you're on the right side of the market, you know, more often than not, and just keep putting yourself in a good position, you know, just make good decisions, you'll reduce the amount of, you know, dumb trade losses. So that'll help. And then the equity curve will just get smoother like that, right? And I'm getting a lot of messages from a lot of people that that's what's happening. You guys are getting, you've been around here now for a couple of months with VolPro Edge, so you're getting more. You're first of all, you're learning how to read the charts, which is good, but then you're getting more selective with your trading, which is kind of what I've been pounding my fists on the table the whole time. Like, you guys got to get more selective and pull back and don't get lost in the weeds. And those of you who are doing that are starting to have some really good consistent success, which is awesome. All right, so we're going to get the market opening in a few minutes here. Yeah, it takes time. I mean, it's only been, 2.5 months, and trading is like any other endeavor. It takes time to get good at it. And then eventually when you get good, you don't have the same kind of anxiety about needing to trade every single day. Like the last couple of days for me haven't really been a whole lot of trading because I've been sick and just the baby and all that kind of stuff. It's like, okay, well, that just happens, you know. You just don't care and you just keep moving forward. Yeah, the nuances are important in terms of where the DMLs are and what they're telling you. The charts are telling a story, right? So it's all about the story the charts are telling us, and then how to trade that story. Yeah, it's easier to accept the losses when you at least know you're trading with an edge and you've got a good system. So you know, like if you keep following your system, it's okay if you take a loss because that's probabilities, and the next couple could be winners, you know? All right, Supreme. Good luck shorting against this market. Looks pretty strong to me, but I wish you the best of luck, my friend. I mean, there's the 20,000 contract Nasdaq straight up, 100,000 straight up. Yeah, I mean, see what happens. I'll only be looking long today. We got an alert on the Dow. You're at some resistance there for the Dow, but that's a pretty big move. I would hope maybe this can just knock us back down and give us a long later. Here's the Nasdaq. We all hope it goes down for Supreme. Zest, are you in any positions? Did you hold your gold from back here? Or you're in from 95, right? So gold's getting a little bit of a push here. So it could I'd be definitely open to shorting gold later, depending. So, Supreme Leader. That's funny, AJ. Are you the Supreme Leader or is Supreme the Supreme Leader? Adam, 21,930 looks like a good level on NQ on the 100K. We get a pullback. 21,930. I want to make sure I don't miss anything here. Hang on. So we got UB. UB's kind of pulling back, trend down. Could be a little bit of a short here on UB. If the trend run down is going to continue on ultra bonds, I don't like that we're in all that DML support. But you are trending down. That is a pullback. Could have some resistance here. Wow, that's a lot of contract. That's a lot, Zest. So here's the ultra bonds. Could be some resistance there. I'm not going to take it. I'm just going to watch it. Mainly because we're in the daily DML is here and here. So I think we could go down, but I'd be shorting kind of into daily support, which I think could break, but I'm waiting for trades where it looks really good across the board. So that was the ultra bonds. Soybean meal. Nothing there. So we get ES. So see if we get temporary pullback on ES. And then what did Adam said, 21,930. Yeah, he got a lot of support down in there. Definitely. Yeah, exactly. Can you elaborate, Zest, on 31 years and you've never seen a market like this? Because I think that would be important for people to hear. Because I keep telling people as well, like these markets right now, there's something happening. It's different. It's not like super easy to trade right now. There's still good opportunities, but I've noticed that they're fewer and far between for the time being. Nice, Supreme. Go get them. Meanwhile, I've got the Netflix movie that my 5-year-old has watched the movie probably, I don't even, maybe 200 times. It's about the cat Puss in Boots on Netflix. And he sings the song in that show. The song stick. Yeah, it is an expert market. That's how I feel. Of course, you wouldn't know that by looking at all the gurus on YouTube. The market's always the same for them. Yeah, exactly. The correlations are changing. There's something going on under the surface. That's what I see as well. That's why right now I'm making a little bit of money, but the last month or so since the baby came, and being sick and these strange markets. It's just one of those slower periods that happens. Not much can do about it. So here's gold. So we'll see if gold gives us on the 40,000 chart, you know, like a push back up here. I could consider getting short gold for something like that back down, definitely. So it looks like UB is trying to roll over off of that resistance level. NQ's pushing. It's like poker versus people who are pot committed all the time. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just get these violent low volume swings back and forth. So here's copper. There's my copper. Crude. Now you got gold and indices pushing up. Silver not doing much. Platinum taking a hit. So the only trade I've even seen that was close to potentially pulling the trigger was the ultra bonds short. And that might work, but I decided against it because I'm in daily support already. You've already made a pretty big move for the ultra bonds from this high down to this low. So I don't know. We could definitely go retest that low, but that was kind of the reason why I didn't want to short there. Let's look at the odd. Might get a pullback on the Australian dollar. I think gold is the one that could set up a short up in here. But we still have quite a few contracts to trade. Yeah, I feel like lately it's been a lot of time wasted, you know, just a lot of staring at the screens, waiting for stuff. And there's just not a lot of good stuff right now. Here's the Russell. Not really seeing a setup I want to take there, but it's nice that it's trying to pull back. Nasdaq not pulling back. ES not pulling back. The Dow not pulling back. Ultra bonds. That's the Netflix song I got in my head. There's the Canadian dollar. Yeah, you guys can see from the end of day analysis last night, I didn't like the Canadian dollar as much because of how far away we were from the middle of the envelope there. Whereas the euro was different. You could see the euro had a nice close there. I got to remember that sometimes when you see a pretty clear discrepancy like that on the euro futures and versus the CAD, you know, you can always go long euro CAD. That was probably a good play today. Yep. Yeah, that market looks pretty strong, Supreme. Australian dollar, I still think could be a good buy down here. You got a nice pattern. We haven't really moved yet. Indices are rallying. I don't see why the odds should finish down here today. Kind of. So keep an eye on the Australian dollar. Gold just kind of waiting for maybe that 33.84 level up there. Bitcoin. It's crude. So let's see what we got here for nat gas. Nice little move on nat gas. Corn. Can't really get a read on corn still. Might be setting up for Sunday night a flash on the weekly with a pocket on the daily for corn for next week. Maybe something like that. See where it closes. Wheat, we talked about this last night in the video. Ended up fulfilling that flash there. Soybeans, meal, oil. Apparently I need to roll over. Why is that not? There we go. Cattle. Hogs. Probably a lot of support here on the Russell. So Zest is long crude and short gold. I like short gold from up here somewhere. I'm just waiting for this to close. Short crude shouldn't be bad. I mean, could see a big sell-off on this de-escalation. Surprised it hasn't sold off more. You would hold crude short over a weekend like this, Zest, with everything going on? Oh, you're long. My bad. Yeah, exactly. If I was going to hold over the weekend crude, it definitely wouldn't be short. Yeah, I gotcha. There goes Ultra Bonds. Guess I should have taken it. Be at break even. That wasn't a bad trade. It was the only one I've seen where it's like, yeah, maybe. Could have been more aggressive, I guess. Got an alert on the euro. Here comes the Russell. Coming into some support down here on the Russell. There's wheat. Wasn't a bad little pullback on wheat during London to the true average there because this is so bullish and we broke all that on close. So would expect the true average to be strong. Another good trade for the London boys. Yeah, well, it still looks pretty bullish to me, Supreme. I mean, yeah, you're getting a little bit of a pullback here, but I don't know. I tend to like to trade on the side that I think is stronger from a higher time period perspective, so that I miss out on a lot of these little wiggles. But that's the way I like to do it. See what happens. It'd be nice if we can get a steep pullback. Just wait for the market to come to us. There is the CAD. So I'm not interested in the pullback on the CAD because the daily is just not looking as good. The odd I'd be interested in. Yeah, cool. I'll check it later, Supreme. Hope you get it, buddy. Ultra bonds could have been the one that got away. Might have. Lower time period did confirm that pretty nicely here. Might have overthunk it. Nice. Good job, Supreme. Oh yeah, hedging is a massive topic. That's for sure. Especially when the correlations are changing the way they are now. At least we're getting some volatility. I guess this could be the start of some OPEX vol potentially. We'll just wait. I can feel you can like because there haven't been a lot of trades this week. I can feel like the urge to just get in on something. So it's good that you feel that and you know, like, okay, just chill out. Wish I would have felt that urge on ultra bonds. All right, I'm rooting for you, Supreme. If you're a billionaire, you can take care of all of us. It'd be amazing. Well, 0.4 R on the account, you know, if it's a multiple 7-figure account, then that's adding up, right? It's an advantage to have a larger account and do well with smaller gains. ES and Q. The Dow, still waiting for these to close. There's the Russell. Coming up on some support here in the Russ. Gold catching the bid. Silver, copper. See if the Australian dollar hooks us up. Crude's kind of hanging out. Nat gas. Nice little flush down. Don't think I want to be buying that. So top potentials are maybe an Australian dollar long coming up. Maybe a gold short, but right now the gold's looking pretty strong. Wait and see where that closes. There's cattle. So the next of the indices that'll close probably be the Dow. In the meantime, we can look at soybean oil. Pretty nice exhaust there. Let me guess. London? Yep. 5:49 a.m. Eastern. What's down? Platinum? Oh yeah. I can see they're going for it on gold. They're going for it. I'm gonna get some coffee. All right. What do we miss? Oh yeah. It is happy to be, it's difficult to be happy in trading. I agree with that. That's why I've just stopped caring, like in a good way. I just like, okay, I got to put my trades on. They'll be what they're going to be. I'm very neutral now. If I lose, I'm neutral. If I win, I'm neutral. I just can't be bothered getting all wrapped up in it anymore. Yeah, it's important. If you're going to be around for the long run, you got to not get, emotionally involved or it gets exhausting. That's one thing about day trading that's particularly exhausting is it pulls in your consciousness. So I'm excited to do the experiment with the indices, with the stocks, individual picks. That'll be fun. I'll start small on those. Maybe I'll allocate like 100, and then I'll just risk like 0.25% per trade, test it out for a little bit, see how it goes, and then increase. Because I like the idea of just finding good stock picks and just putting them on for the day and just surfing, instead of staring at this. What's up, Jacob? Yeah, that'll do it, you know? You start to realize that rushing only leads to losing money, and then eventually you're like, you know, it's not fun to keep losing money. So that's good. And now, you know, what I can tell you, Jacob, is it's going to go up and down, right? So you got to really work on that. Exactly. That's the key. I think that's probably the number one reason. Zest, would you agree? Probably the number one reason people fail at trading is just because they're in too much of a rush. Like, if they just went about it more methodically and patiently and just really, you know, put one foot in front of the other and give it a chance over time to succeed, and, you know, don't have to like be a millionaire next week. I think the success rate would go up for people if they viewed trading like any other worthwhile endeavor, like surfing. I mean, imagine nobody would go out and be like, you know what? I just practiced surfing for like 10 minutes. Why am I not like amazing? They'd be like, okay, it's going to take some time to practice. I mean, trading is a lot like that. That's definitely true. Definitely cannot make money if you're not in. I'd like to get in. Let's see. There's the Russell. Nice little pullback there. So gold is, that's kind of that level right there I'm watching for, maybe a little short up here. I mean, it's kind of a big wild congestion range on gold. So depending where it closes, I might try short, especially with indices pushing. But I still have some contracts left to be traded. So you got to be careful on the congestion entrance bar, but that's not really a congestion entrance bar because this was never technically trending. So this is just still congestion. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Jacob. Yeah, I mean, we're in that weekly pocket there. You still had that monthly support. So that's why I thought, you know, that was the nuance, even though you slightly broke that. But this was oncoming holding. Not easy to get in though, with a gap up and go, but still. I knew I didn't want to be short. Check the Australian dollar. Top of the monthly. Not really. I think we go higher. I mean, the weekly is still telling us, you know, it keeps failing to enter congestion. And now we're setting up a pocket for next week. So probably going to continue to grind like this is my guess, Jacob. Probably because Trump said, oh, I'll make a decision in 2 weeks. So it kind of kicked the can down the road for this Iran escalation, I guess, is what I'm guessing. Because this was like All right, I'm attacking Iran immediately. It's going to be very big. It's going to be the biggest attack of all the big attacks ever. So big. Can't believe how big it is. And then he came out and goes, maybe in 2 weeks. So this is the markets we're trading. I told Iran, I said, look, it's going to be a very big attack. It's going to be gigantic. It's going to be huge. He just likes to use adjectives. I personally find him hysterical. And I think from a comedic standpoint, I'm very happy he's president. He's much funnier than Biden, although Biden did fall off his bicycle. That's pretty funny too. And Biden just got to walk around and eat ice cream. That was kind of funny. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He's just like a salesperson, right? Thanks. Thanks, Supreme. You just gotta like lower your voice and just use big adjectives. Yeah, he does. He's kind of just a big salesman. What's up, Labino? That would be funny. Do it in the Trump voice. And I said today, I said, see, now I can't even do it. I said the Nasdaq's going up. That would be funny. There's probably I could do Trump AI, right? I could like program mine. That's actually a really funny idea to grow the channel. Is type my analysis into like an AI voice recorder where it's Trump, and then it'll be like a really good Trump impersonation. I was talking to Andy and I said, look, the Nasdaq's going up. That would be funny. How you doing, Labino? Hope you're doing all right, man. All right. Well, we did get an alert on feeder cattle, so definitely want to make sure we didn't miss anything on feeder cattle. Although I can't trade it on Topstep. All right. So ES, NQ, the Dow, the Russ, gold, silver, copper, platinum. So platinum, we got to close there. Ultra bonds. So the Australian dollar might give us a buy down here. Let's see. I'm getting into a lot of daily support, potentially. Past the Topstep 50 and finally traded 500. Nice, man. Good job. Way to go. Supreme, because of Trump, I had to sub to Fox News, and now my feed is full of murder news. Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. I mean, the best thing I ever did was throw away my television like 20 years ago. I can remember. I was like, I must have been like in my mid 20s. And I literally took like a brand new flat screen TV. And I remember I just went, I took it off my wall and I just went and put it on the sidewalk. And I wrote free. I was like, I'm done with TVs. I just couldn't handle the negativity anymore. All right, ES might get a nice pullback for a long on ES or NQ potentially. I mean, I don't think we're going to give all this back the rest of the day. Hopefully we'll just chop around with the options expiration that Zest reminded me of that I forgot about. I read about that OPEX, but then I forgot. So thank you for the reminder, Zest. Here's NQ. Yeah, I think so too. That's what's good. We can maybe get some decent volatility to take advantage of and get some trades heading into the weekend. So, I mean, ES, I wouldn't mind something down here or something like that. Maybe buy down here 60-20, target 60-60. If we get down there, we'll see. NQ, we'll just have to see. I mean, NQ could just be kind of pulling back like ultra bonds. Like if you look at the mirror image here of this ultra bonds, you were trending down. There's your pullback, and now you're heading lower. So NQ could be something like that. You're not really trending, but you're pushing. Here's your pullback, and maybe see where that closes. Still got about 17,000 contracts till this closes. Gold, well, let's look at the Dow real quick. Yeah, there's the Dow. I mean, I'm not liking gold anymore for a short because I would have wanted that resistance level to hold. And as Zess said, they're gobbling it up. Silver and copper waiting. Australian dollar could give us a buy. The yen is dumping. Bitcoin. Bitcoin could be setting up for a nice buy on Sunday night. You can see the weekly congesting here. Maybe getting ready for a retest of these highs up here. Platinum. All right, so NQ is probably going to close next. See what we got shaking. Could be a long here for NQ. We'll see. Ugh. Here comes the Dow. $2,400. I should know that. Ethereum, we can let that go. Let's look at the Nasdaq. So the Dow is going to close here in a little bit. I would prefer it down here. ES might give it to us. Okay, gold, I mean, if we close below here, I'm going to have to consider it. Get some potential resistance coming in here. What did Crude do? I didn't even look. Yeah, that was nice. Good job, Zest. Supreme. Looking to long NQ 950, 930. Yeah, it could be some support down here. Well, that'll work. Nice job, Zest. Yeah, that's a nice way to trade when you're hedged like that. So here's ES, NQ. Dow, Russell, gold. Copper. He told us. Ooh. I can't wait to be exhausted, not exhausted every day. It's going to be an amazing feeling. Yep, you did. Huh. I remember. I was there. I bear witness. There's the Dow. Heating oil. So still got about 7,500 contracts left for gold, but I could be interested in a short here. Nasdaq. Probably going to be some support down here, like the Russell. Yeah. I don't know. It kind of was a big move up overnight. Now just kind of maybe some profit taking. Some, what is that called? The dealer gamma. Something to do with the options market. You got big options expiration today. Yeah, I've done the Wim Hof breathing. I like the Wim Hof breathing. It's pretty cool. I haven't done it in a long time, but I do like it. It can be kind of psychedelic. So there's the Nasdaq. I mean, that's quite a lot of support right there. It's good to have that understanding of the options market. I wish I had a better understanding. I've never really, I've traded options a little bit, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, I find futures are nice. Oh, he got smoked. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not going long. Right now we're kind of breaking some support here at 21,920. So, I'm not in a rush. ES might give the good buy down here. We'll see. Dow, Russell. Gold might give a short. Good luck, Supreme. You got it, buddy. I'm not feeling super in sync with the market today. Some days you just feel like when you're in sync or you're not in sync. There's the Aussie. Gluey, what's up, man? How's your leg? Leg's getting better? Nice. I'm feeling a little better, thanks. Still really tired, but I'm better than I was. Thanks for asking. Glad your leg's slowly getting better. Are you able to limp around the house? Yeah. Well, it's pretty quick recovery. I mean, you only had the surgery, what, like a week ago or something? So that's good. Meanwhile, Supreme, you're along. Hoping it goes up for you. So gold might be the short I might have to take. What's up, Ralph? Cool. Enjoy your weekend, man. Nice with a mini trip. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to the weekend this weekend as well. Might have to start it early and go for a surf. What's up, Jose? Oh, that'll be fun. I don't think I've ever been to Cape Cod either. All right, we got gasoline and the Australian dollar. There's gasoline. Some support. Now the Aussie, you're into some support here, but this is kind of like that example from Friday. With that coming out of that flash, I don't feel compelled to buy that. Well, not the example from Friday, the example whenever that was the other day on ES. Fed day. That was Fed day on ES. It was, I think there. Can't remember. And Q hanging out. So gold, I like this short on gold potentially. 28 points. That's good. Nice, Supreme. How far is the drive, Ralph? To the Cape? Nice. Is it a pretty drive or a trafficy drive? Is it like along the coast or is it like from inland out? Oh, that's nice. It's nice driving when it's a nice drive. Hmm. Thanks, Supreme. Sometimes my patients are too good. Nah, this week hasn't really given me a lot of good opportunities. Ultra bonds, I probably should have maybe shorted that, but I'm just not feeling super in sync, so I just wait. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I thought I muted. I'm waiting to maybe short gold here. I don't think this is a bad short. And I think indices should have some support here. I don't think ES is, if ES can dip a little lower, that could be a decent long. Silver could be a good long down here if it sets up. The Dow may be back down here to the broken daily extension that could potentially now be support for a pushback up like that. Just waiting for the signals that look right. So I think the next one on the list that'll close is probably going to be gold in about 3,500 contracts. So let's see what gold sets up. How old are your kids, Ralph? You got 2 of them, right? Or 3? I can't remember. I can't believe I've got a 5-week-old. Well, no, she just turned a month yesterday on the 19th, so she's a month old. Twins. Oh, wow. 13. That's a nice age. My oldest daughter is 12. So let's see if we get a short here for gold. Just waiting for this bar to close here. About 3,300 contracts to go. It's kind of the one I look at and go, you know what? The daily's trending down here. You know, the weekly's coming out of that resistance. Could gold rally back up to 34.10 today? Yeah, of course it could. But I think it's more likely you stay in some sort of congestion range here and maybe try to retest back down. So I'd be willing to bet on that. If, depending on where this closes, we need to close underneath all this. So that resistance there, you know. So we shall see. I've got about $10 or $11,000 in these XFAs here. So if the gold trade sets up a short, I'll take it on one of my XFAs. Here's ES. See, every trade I take, I just always want to look back at the trade and say, you know what? Win or lose, I'm glad I took that trade. That's what I try to do. I don't want to look back and go, I forced it. So here's ES. We're going to get a close here in about 19,000 contracts. Some support down here. Nice little pocket. I mean, it could, if we go long ES and short gold, obviously we're going to be betting on some risk on. So let's see what we got shaking. Let's warm up with our tennis serve. Oh, that hurts the shoulder. You know you're getting old when you do a fake tennis serve and it still hurts your shoulder. Supreme's long, starting to push. Or no, you already took your profit, right, Supreme? Good job. So looking at ES here, there's some support here. Yeah, nice little push. Nope. Kind of in the middle of the range. I think ES could be doing something like this, where you had that push and then pull back and then maybe a push back up like that. Right here, right? Push, pull back, and then maybe push back up. I might have to buy it because the day is still, to me, the day is still looking bullish. So I might buy ES. Around here, depending, for a retest of the highs. Where would I stop it? I mean, I'd have to stop it just below here. So kind of be like betting on those lows to be in. So let's see. That was some nice little volatility coming in right there at 10:40. Did Trump just tweet? Just kidding, everybody. I just pushed the button. Yep. Let's see.
Order filled.
Okay, I bought ES. This could be a mistake. Because it looks pretty strong to the downside. Kind of not nuts about it, to be honest.
Order filled.
I'm just going to close that. I just took a $140 loss. I think this is going to go down here a little bit. Might get back in. Let's see. So I'm kind of eyeing, I still think it could be a good buy down here, but more into like this 60-15 level, maybe, depending. So I lost $147 there, which I'm okay with. And Q. Here's a gold. Yeah, I'm not really feeling like I'm reading it very well today. As soon as I got in on this one, and these DMLs look to me like they were breaking. You know, maybe I exited prematurely, we'll see, but I could just feel right away like, I think this could go lower before it stabilizes. So we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, but Nasdaq's trying to go lower. Is this when we're going to start seeing all the crazy options start to kick in? It's like, could be. OpEx can be kind of wacky. So gold could be setting up the short. Oh, okay. There we go. Thank you, Christian. The news. The U.S. prepares action targeting allies' chip plants in China. There we go. Never a dull day. Yeah, I mean, pretty big it's giving back quite a lot. I didn't expect that. Yeah, kind of again, some nice price action during London and then just tricky dicky shitty during New York. That's a technical term, tricky dicky shitty. Curious about all that support down in here. 60-10 might be a spot to try along. And if I lose again, I'll just have to call myself Patrick Wheeland, fishing for a bottom. Just kidding, Patrick. So we got about 1,000 contracts left till gold closes. Yeah, I don't know if it's because I'm tired or from the COVID or whatever, but lately I'm just like not, when I'm day trading, I'm just like here and I don't want to be here. So it's interesting times. I feel like I'm just watching grass grow. Let's see what happens when ES gets down to 60-10, if it gets there. At least my first instinct was correct. There could have been support there. I could kind of see that it was breaking, so I'm happy I didn't hang on with hope and change. Pretty big reversal there. Could be some support down here. Night, Louie. Sleep well, bro. B vitamins, yeah. And I got to do vitamin C too. I'm not good about the vitamins. Yeah, usually I do Persia. But the last couple weeks I've been sick with COVID, so I haven't done as much. And I don't know if it's because I'm tired from the COVID or what, but I just haven't been in the mood the last couple weeks. Day trading has felt exhausting to me. So, but yeah, typically that's what I do. That's how I make my money. All right, so I think we're probably headed down here for 60-10. And Q, Dow. So You got to be careful shorting gold if the indices are taking a dump. But hopefully the levels will keep us out. If we close above these, then I don't want to short it anyways. It was news, Jacob. C for immune system, B for brain alertness. Yeah, I need both. Definitely. Christian shared the news above, Jacob. It was something about the U.S. chip plants in China. You know, just kind of more horse shit. So I took a long here and I quickly realized I was early, so I cut it for 140 bucks loss, Jacob. So if you missed that, congratulations. You saved yourself $140. I mean, I don't know. I didn't expect the Nasdaq to give back all of that. So I don't know. To me, it's kind of a hard day to read if you open and you go straight up and then you start pumping at the open and then you just go straight back down. I mean, people with crystal balls will find that easy, but I think it's a good day to not be losing a whole lot of money. Still kind of interested in shorting gold, but gotta be a little careful up here. ES, you got some support down here, 60.10. Unless this thing is just going to do a full-on straight back to the lows, which it could. Yeah, I think we all need to work on our trade management, always, Supreme. All of us, no matter where we are, we can always get better. Oh, that's all right, Persia. We all started somewhere. You don't have to apologize for sounding like a novice. It's how we all start, you know? So just ask any questions. There's lots of friendly people here that can try and help steer you in the right direction. Trading is not easy, so it's good when you are a novice to realize that you're a novice and take it slow, gather information, and, you know, yeah, figure it out before you go heavy and lose a bunch of money that you got to then try to recover. So I think asking questions is definitely the right path forward. Let's see what gold's doing. Kind of looking like it's not going to confirm because it's going to break these extensions is what it looks like to me. Thanks, Christian. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm a fortunate guy. Lots and lots and lots of payouts. Lately a little slower with the new baby, and these markets are a little more wacky than usual. But that's to be expected. Sometimes it happens. Christian, were you waiting for Ninja Trader? I can't remember because we've got KLR and John G are testing it. I can send you the DLL too for Ninja. You can test. Anybody that wants that, just DM me. And the more of you that are testing it, the better. You got it, Persia. Cheers. Ask away. So yeah, just shoot me a DM and remind me, and I'll send you the DLL for Ninja. Anybody who wants it. I mean, so we got to ask ourselves right now, the indices, what are they doing? I mean, they're kind of in congestion, big down, big up. I guess we're coming back down here, and then are we going to go back up? I guess I'm going to have to bet on that if we get some good patterns into support down here. Especially on the Nasdaq down here. Just below the daily low, that'd be nice. So gold's going to close here momentarily. Okay, cool. Sounds good, Christian. So there's the close on gold. I mean, I don't know, it's not bad. I don't feel the need to rush in on gold right here. Let's see what it does. Because, yeah, we just barely held the extension, but we're above the congestion. Let's see if the lower time period here can go for congestion entrance down. See, we failed right there. So probably the mistake that was a mistake I think I probably made on ES, just jumping in right there, because the lower time frame, you know, I saw these DMLs. I was like, you know what, it could pick those up and go, and it could have, but we are also just trending straight down. So, you know, anyways, I'm happy I cut it when I did. Silver's kind of sitting. Copper's not doing a whole lot. Platinum's not doing much. Ultra bonds are just sitting. Looks like the market's confused. What do you guys think? I'm confused. Looks like the market's confused. Here's crude. And Q. Be right back, guys. Gonna use the restroom real quick. What did we miss? Yes, still have some. And Q. Dow could be setting up a buy down here potentially. See if gold goes for that congestion entrance move down. Crude. GC maybe breaking, yeah. You mean to the upside, Zest? Yeah, I'm definitely not as interested in the short as I was. Yes, we got a ways to go here. Breaking down. Okay, yeah. I'm waiting to see if this kind of rolls over here. Nasdaq. I suppose I don't know, probably prefer the Nasdaq long as opposed to gold short. If I had to pick. But I'm going to wait till this closes. The Dow, it's not bad. Could be some support here on the Dow. Could be the bottom on the Nasdaq there. So the Dow, I mean, probably have to buy this if we close right in here because these DMLs could, push us back up like that potentially. Yeah, gold. If the indices are going to turn up, maybe gold will turn down. Kind of finding it just to be a uneventful day. Here comes the Dow. Probably going to have to buy the Dow. Wait for this to close. Oh, I didn't say anything, Zest. I'm just watching. I don't know how I feel about what these markets want to do. There's definitely some support here. See if the Dow wants to go back up. Might be willing to short gold, depending where that closes. It's a good question, Jacob. Potentially. They are a business, you know. I don't know. I think it's more for entertainment than anything. So I think the Dow I'd try to get long maybe at 42,560. So I'll try and get long the Dow at 42,560. I have an order there, 42,560. Yeah, I mean, I think that's why people got to learn to make their own decisions, you know? That's the key. Oh, have a nice weekend, Supreme. I didn't see you there. Thanks, man. And Q could be setting up a buy here potentially. I don't know. I'm just kind of not feeling these markets too much today. So I got my order in for the Dow at 42,560. And Q, yeah, could be some support down in here. And there goes the Dow. Didn't fill us yet. Tell you lately the price action that I've seen that I like is Asia and London. I'm just not into this New York price action lately. Not into it. So I'm kind of interested in all the indices down here. If the Dow, I got my order in at 42,560. NQ anywhere down here, but I want to wait. ES kind of the same, unless we're just gonna reverse and go straight back up now, which, you know, could just be one of those days. Yeah, market open in Asia has been nice. And then you just get into New York, and I don't know. I'm just not feeling New York lately. But sometimes you go through periods like that. Heating oil. Ooh. It's quite a little move there in gold. You guys, my order on the Dow is in. I'm just gonna refill my water. So the order is in at 42,560 for the Dow. There you go. Tested the 86 on the Dow. And Q is going to close here. It's a nice little pocket here on NQ, but these two extensions above us are a little concerning. I like the structure on the Dow a little better. But NQ is not bad. You got a lot of support down here. Big crossover here. I mean, 21,840. Might try and get long there into 21,840. I got an order to get long the Nasdaq at 841. My order to get long the Dow is still there. Ugh. Now it's just, it's like, yeah, might just be one of those days, guys, where gonna call it a day soon. Not feeling it. Anybody else feeling it? I'm just kind of, it's just kind of one of those days that's turning out to annoy me. And when that happens, it's time to walk away. I've still got my order at the on the Dow 42,560. I think we had a low at one point of 69. No go there. And on the Nasdaq 41. So anybody else having fun? Yeah, I think we're going back to high a day. That's why I'm trying to get long, but it's just one of these annoying price action markets. Yeah, it's a pretty annoying market today for me, anyways. Mm. Yeah, you know, Trump can tweet at any moment. That's what's so exciting about the times we live in. Hmm. Yeah, it has been like that. It's been it's just New York's been messy lately. Not really fun to trade, to be honest. I feel like I've wasted a lot of hours of my life the last few weeks watching New York. So, about to be pretty over it. Because I've got better things to do than stare at this fucking screen and watch this. I mean, lately what I've seen is you just got to accept the overnight risk and be like, you know what? It's bullish. I'm just getting in. Like it's just um it's just been in spite of really good reads, it's not been the easiest to execute. And that can get frustrating. Like right now, the Dow, you know, sometimes that'll just go right there and fill you. And then you'll be in, and that's good. And then sometimes it just fucking won't. And that's a beautiful situation. So Nasdaq. There go the ultra bonds. I mean, look at this is a mess. Absolute mess. Gold is, you know, trying to roll over a little bit, but silver is kind of doing nothing. Copper, you already had the good volatility, it looks like there. Platinum's doing nothing. So crude is doing nothing. So I think it's pretty much a nothing burger the rest of the day. Maybe equities will go back up. I mean, I'm going to cancel my order now, guys, on the Dow because it didn't get filled. So that's the Dow. And on the Nasdaq, I'm sure that's going to be pretty similar here. Yep. So there's that. There's that. Yeah, I mean, it's just I mean, I'll wait on the Nasdaq because we could potentially have room to run back up here, maybe. So if we got, you know, some sort of a decent pullback, which is unlikely because we want it, then I would take it. But I'm actually getting pretty annoyed now, guys. And when that happens, I need to walk away because otherwise I'm going to make bad decisions. So I think I'm annoyed because it's just been an annoying week and I'm tired. So. Oh yeah, no, it definitely looks like a nice clean reversal, Jacob. Question is, if you go long here at 21,920, where does your stop have to be? I mean, that's difficult to know, right? Yeah, it's just so I mean, if we got an opportunity to get long down in here somewhere, I'll try. I'll let you know if I do. I mean, I typically don't trade option expirations days. Like in the past, they can just be really choppy and directionless, kind of like this. So this week you had the Fed nothing burger, Juneteenth, you know, BS, and then where they closed the market earlier. I'm not saying Juneteenth is, but they should just leave the fucking market open. And then today, options expiration. So kind of a dud of a week, to be honest, which is fine. No real money made, no money lost. But time that we can never get back, that is what can be irritating sometimes. I mean, if equities are going back to the highs, which they might be, gold might be preparing to drop here. Kind of looks like it, right? I'm kind of tempted to sell gold at 33.84 with a stop up in here. I just kind of also know that on days like this, it's better to walk away because I'm not going to probably make good decisions because I'm just too annoyed. And that happens. So I'm kind of interested in shorting gold up here. I mean, it's trying to roll over. The thing is just, I don't know. I mean, if ES pulls back down into here, maybe it could be a long. Nasdaq, I don't have the order in, but still interested in down here. Gold, I am interested in shorting. Oh. I would do 4, Jacob. Kind of like what I'm doing on NQ. Something like that. Not really, because I'm expecting congestion exit down because of this pattern here. So this is now rolling over. If it's correct, then I would expect to see follow through to the downside, Jacob. I'm kind of waiting to see where that closes. I think that I'm hesitant right now with everything because I'm not feeling this market, if you know what I mean. So like my intuition's telling me to walk away, but I'm also like, well, there could be something that sets up. We'll see. But usually I've been around these markets long enough that my intuition, when the market starts to annoy me, it's better to walk away. So we'll see if I take anything. I don't know. I might just have to chalk it up to a quiet week. Yeah, exactly. Because you got a pocket up there. You're in congestion here, technically. And it doesn't seem like, it just seems like it's more likely to fish back down here first, 72 maybe. So I might have to take a shot because the pattern here is not bad. And now the lower time period could be confirming by trying to enter congestion down. So I'm just overall not feeling the whole day. Zest, how you feeling? You feeling it or not? I'm not feeling it. Some days I feel it. I think if ES, pulled back here, could be a move like that. Could be a potential long on ES, maybe setting up. Nasdaq also potentially. The Dow still maybe down here. We'll see. It just kind of seems like one of those lackluster days, Yeah, totally, Jacob. I might. We'll see. I mean, as long as I'm able to make good decisions. I think ES could be a buy down here, maybe. Depending where that closes. So don't forget to cancel your orders. Yeah. Enjoy your nap, Zest. I might be right behind you there. Don't forget to cancel your orders, Jacob, if you had any on the Dow. I've got no orders now. Nice, Christian. I don't think that's a bad idea. Mine will probably be locked up pretty soon. Just let's see if we can get something going on. See, that's kind of what had me concerned on the Nasdaq right there. Those two extensions. So we got a few contracts left here. Just wait and see if anything sets up. I'm gonna watch the Dow real quick. Still some support here on the Dow. If we were to get like a pocket down here, maybe. So I'm just keeping an eye on it. Of course, it's not nice that we're coming out of that. Could be some support there on the Dow, but I'm not going to bet on it without coming out of that flash. So it can do whatever it wants. Let's watch ES. I got to go unplug the car soon. The battery does just shut off, but I don't know why the screen, the GPS screen, stays on. I guess it doesn't matter. Could be some support down here on ES. I mean, yeah, I probably have to buy this if we get a good signal. Unless we're just rolling over and going to give it all back, which could happen. But you still got a lot of support down here, you know? Gold. Because depending where this closes, I mean, you've got these nice cores there. You know, could see a move back up like that. So we'll see. Hogs. Gasoline. So you got about 6,500 contracts left till this closes on ES. Could be setting up a buy. I mean, if you look at the weekly, you're right at all this support still. The daily's got all that still. So something's going to happen. I don't think we're just going to sit here. It's either going to break through or it's going to hold and push back toward the highs. Huh. I thought you were taking a nap, Zest. Yeah, there could be some support down here, definitely. It's possible. Of course, I don't know why the dollars, this is a little concerning for equities. You know, the dollar's catching a pretty good bid. Bonds are more bid now. Gold's holding on to its bid. So I'm not digging that from a correlation standpoint with the equities. Israel hit a refinery. Crude's pretty quiet for that. I guess that's why the dollar's catching a bid. I might have to long this here on ES. I mean, I'm not liking what I'm seeing on the overall scoreboard here with the correlations, but I mean, we're in congestion. We're pulling back to some support here. I have to see where this closes. Gold didn't react too much.
Order filled.
All right, I'll buy ES. I might regret this. Let's see. Yeah, pretty much 60.0875, Jacob, is where I got it right now. I'm not feeling too great about this just because the day feels weird to me, but I had to take it because there could be some support here. You got a nice symmetrical pocket here. The extension did hold. So I'm just kind of thinking, you know, if we can get lucky and have it push up here. But I'm not nuts about it, to be honest. It's just kind of a weird day. That's kind of why. Hey Bill, how you doing? Ah, you're not missing much. It's kind of a wacky day. I just bought the ES, but not feeling great about it. We'll see. I mean, we need to get through this 24 level. My target would be up around 60, somewhere up in there, Jacob. No, I'd be looking for a push back up here to the envelope top if it was correct. Be nice if we could squeeze some shorts here. Shaping up for a push zest on the indices. Are you still long NQ? You got a good long there at 52. Well, it'd be nice if we get a nasty little midday squeeze here to the upside. Finish the day on a nice little win here. Could be nice. tempted to add 2 more and then move the stop to 12.
Order filled.
Okay, I added 2. I'm going to move the stop to 12.5, Jacob. Could be a mistake, but if it runs, I'd like to capitalize. Hey, what's up, Adam? Yeah, I mean, the pattern is nice, but I like the pattern. It's more just the day is kind of screwy, you know? That's kind of where I'm at with it. But anyways, we're long. I added 2 micros, so I'm long 6 from an average of 25.25. I'm kind of hoping we can see some follow through now. Adam, gonna hop off, guys. Have a nice weekend. See you in the Discord. Thanks, man. That's awesome, bro. Yeah, you got the European time zone, right? You caught that nice move. So good job and way to hold it. Well, my stop's at 12.5, so if my stop gets hit on this, I'm done for the day. Just gonna chalk it up to that the intuition was correct. Yeah, it's not looking good. I'll stop it at 1175 just so I can, well, yeah, be just below there. But it's not, there's something I'm just not feeling about this, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna hang in there, but I'm not really liking this whole day. Just something feels off.
Order
I'm gonna
filled.
close it, Jacob. I just don't like what I'm seeing right now. So this may do what it's gonna do, but at this point, I've lost like 250 bucks on the day, which I'm okay with. And I'm just not feeling this day. I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm kind of annoyed. So I think I'm just going to walk away and let this do what it's going to do. And I'll leave the rest up to you guys. I wish you the best of luck, Zest, on your Nasdaq position. I can't really get a sense of what this market wants to do today, so I'll just walk away with a small loss and call it a day. All right, you guys. So thanks for being here. Have a nice weekend. Later, guys. See you, Jacob. Sorry, there just wasn't a lot going on today, you know? Like, I think it's a good day to walk away. All right, take care, you guys. Thanks for being here.